Good morning, everybody. Well, whoever's listening anyway, or whoever will be listening. How's everybody today? Hope everybody's well. For today's stream, I will be talking about just a couple of things that have bothered me this week. Mostly to do with language, what is said, how things are said, and uh, retracting statements without apologizing, I guess. And some of you may think that I'm talking about you. I'm not. It's you'll understand. But first, I need to get a link ready because I am super professional here. Klaus, if you're around, you're welcome on the stream. Actually, I'd be happy to have you on the stream. See, what I wanted to talk about today is how easily some people are offended. I don't I understand words bother people sometimes. I understand sometimes people can be very offensive, sure, but words are words. I don't care what you want to call them. Words are words. Sometimes, yes, words can be racist, for example, but it's not. Offense is taken, not given. If you give words power, well, that word has power. I don't care what you say. If you're being a dick, you're being a dick. I don't care whether you're using dropping an N bomb, an F bomb, whatever. It all depends on context. You can be an absolute racist without saying a racist word or quote unquote a racist word or slur, whatever. And it pisses me off. Okay. Punishments for words. Really? For words? I mean, okay, I understand certain places have rules, but for everybody to be offended over a fucking word, get the fuck over it, really. I had an incident earlier this week where somebody left a group, and I'm not going to mention names, I'm not going to mention sites or whatever, or yeah, this person left a group over a word. And sure, I understand the connotations. Don't get me wrong. But, like, really? You're going to be sensitive about a fucking word? Something that probably wasn't even directed at you. Oh, he did go into work, didn't he? Yeah. Well, anyway, yes, I don't really care for words being used in whatever fashion. What I care about is the person. Some people can be assholes. Sure, why not? But aren't we all really? We can all be assholes. That's the first thing that bothered me this week. Someone being punished for a word. Come on. That's why I don't chime into certain conversations sometimes. Because I am not offended by words. As I said before, offense is taken, not given. Cry me a river if you want to be offended by a word. I'm a dick. I don't care. You can think whatever you want of me. Hell, you don't even have to be my friend. I don't really care. Don't bother me any. It's really all in perspective. We only think of words the way because we take it in a yes, indeed. Yes, that is exactly it. I have said some horrible things without a single slur. Not one. Not even coming close. Or even mad. And people, it just goes right past their heads. Don't even think about it. But if people think about what I said, it's like, oh, that was extremely offensive. Yeah, you can be a dick without having to say a single fucking word or bad word. Oh yes, I didn't get to be 34 without being a dick at least once. Another thing that bothered me this week was in politics. Using words by definition catches people's attention immediately. Yes, it does. And like I said, I'm not gonna drop names. I'm not gonna drop places or whatever. No, I'm just throwing that out there. You can absolutely be a horrible person without ever uttering a slur or a curse word. You really can. Words, semantics is the name of the game. It's not. It it bothers me that people don't understand that. You can be the nicest fucking person in the world, but you're worse than a fucking sailor when it comes to using language. But yeah, moving from one misuse of words to another, we had a politician recently who, holy shit, she was interviewing a man, the envoy for Venezuela, and she asked him about a massacre, genocide, something that happened. She asked him whether he liked the killings or not. The man said no. To which she replies, like a cunt. I'll take that as a yes. I thought to myself, wait, excuse me? No. He clearly said no. He absolutely said no. So who in their right mind would like Genocide. Death. No. Even some oh, yeah. It was say, even some of the most evil dictators or evil dictators, because I honestly don't believe that even dictators had bad intentions to begin with. A lot of people wanted to help their people, but greed corrupts, power corrupts very quickly, in fact. How are you, Fugi? Yeah, some yellow reporters. Yeah, it's crazy. Politics is just a shit show right now from all sides, from everybody. Oh, did you have a good day at work? And it is, uh, the left, the right, the the authoritarians, the and libertarians, which I could get into that. That's a whole fucking bag of worms in and of itself. Everybody, they're being extremely dishonest. Oh, no, tomorrow's my Monday. Yeah, like to be fair, it's like the fringes are like the only ones that are being honest right now. Well, as far as their ideology goes, anyway. It's like the radicals are the only ones that are being honest. It's like, yeah, we hate this group, but the normal, the mainstream is just like, yeah, we love people, but they're all liars. Really? No, just be honest. And I know a lot of people don't see it that way, but I'm not exactly the centrist. I'm really not. But I can see things that centrists don't because I am on a bit of a fringe. People don't see things the way I do, but I can because I used to be a normie. I used to be, well, as we like to put it in the political world, an NPC. I just I just went on about my day, didn't care about politics, didn't care about whatever, repeated the talking points, and yeah, I was just a normie. I was one of the silent minority, majority. That's why I can see how everybody is being extremely dishonest with one another and themselves. Frankly, a lot of people who have been in the culture war for a while don't see it because they haven't been normies for that long for a long time. And it's irritating to see people like some of the bigger YouTubers. Well, yeah, not all, but you know, this side's being more dishonest. Well, it depends what you're talking about, really. A lot of things, yes, one side is being far more dishonest on the majority of things, actually, but not the point. I can definitely see it from the normal man's point of view because I still have it fresh in my mind. Why? Because I work with them all day. I work hospitality and retail. So I actually get to see the every day, the average man and woman, gay, straight, lesbian, whatever. I get to see it. And they are not easily offended. They are not easily swayed one way or another because they see nuances that those of us in the culture war don't see because we are extremely biased. It just, uh, it's frustrating. It really is. Like I heard a comment recently that yes, this. Oh yeah, bud, have fun. Yep, you have a good one. And what was I saying? So yeah, that's things that bothered me and things that bother other people. And something back to some things that bother me a little bit. Journalism. Holy shit, we have some dishonesty. On both sides, to be honest. Because they don't address points w- the way journalists used to. I'm going to use the shit show that is the Green New Deal as an example. In Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Green New Deal, they address transportation and gas emissions. Okay, sure. I acknowledge that yes, we really should try to reduce gas emissions. We really should. Not because not because I'm a tree hugging hippie. Yeah, I'm not. I'll be the last person to tell you, "Yeah, hug a tree." No, you can't burn no. No, no. We absolutely need fossil fuels for it, at least for now. But the way this Green New Deal wants to address it, it's a little too extreme for everybody. It's like she wants to turn us well, I hate to beat a dead horse like everybody else does. When she wants to treat us like Venezuela and China, socialist, communist dictatorships. But she hides it under it's voluntary. Come on, be honest. You just want to control people. Whether it's for good or bad, you want to control people. Not cool. Well, yes, she wants to control people, as I said before. understand that, yes, we really should try to lower gas emissions. My real problem with this Green New Deal is why exclude nuclear? I have been doing some research thanks to an acquaintance. Thank you, by the way, if you ever get to watch this video. Great information you've given me. I have been reading on nuclear energy and nuclear power plants. Dude, like, okay, yes, nuclear can be a little, well, actually, a lot more hazardous than other alternatives. But we've gotten to a point where you really kind of have to intentionally melt down a factory to cause any significant damage. People have to be exceedingly lazy and careless at their jobs to cause real harm through nuclear power plants. We have reached that state where nuclear is stable enough to switch over to. We really shouldn't be depending on a good deal of fossil fuels. Sure, okay, trains, coal, uh, cars, using petroleum and whatnot. Okay, but we haven't reached that level of tech with where we can switch to electric cars and it is cost effective and it could reduce gas emissions to produce electric cars, to power electric cars. We are still having to emit so much pollution into the atmosphere just to produce the cars and to power them. That I don't think it's a viable option yet. Now, I will say this, we really should be investing more time and money into this, but it's just not there yet. And now, the naysayers. I mean, come on. Let's be honest. We may not agree with how this Green New Deal wants to go, but come on. We all agree that we really should try to take care of the world. Just like a bunch of other topics that we are being dishonest about. And sure, yes, you can mark whatever people you want. Doesn't bother me at all. As long as you're being honest and fair about the how you address people. Come on. Like I had a I had a well, actually, I can't even say it was a huge argument because, well, it wasn't really that huge. Oh, excuse me, just had breakfast. Sorry. It wasn't really that big of an argument because, Well, the person didn't address my point. I asked this representative, AOC. I had a Oh, she said that why we should fund an organization that has killed 2 children under their care. To which I replied, "Well, have you considered that they are underfunded and understaffed?" To which some moron replied with just an article about the conditions in detention centers. That's not what I asked. You have more staff. You have more funding. These conditions are not necessary. While I completely disagree with certain things that are going on, I am not going to be unfair to the people who are helping protect us. You can't be. You really can't. It's really disgusting to see how everybody's being dishonest to one another. While I have my own worldview that some people may share, I don't always openly use the label that would technically fit what I am because of that. Because even some of the people that share my ideas are being dishonest. Like I, I when I'm on Twitter, I call people out on all sides. And someone recently said, "Well, if y'all think I'm wrong, then why don't you call me out too?" Well, look, there are people who inform through entertainment, such as Colbert, Crowder, and to address this person, if you ever watch this video, come on, bud. To me, you're more of a Crowder type person. You're not really an intellectual, like a serious intellectual. I mean, yes, dude, awesome. You're fantastic. You're smart as hell. But I mean, come on. Why am I gonna call you out for humor when it's obviously humor? Some people inform through entertainment. I don't call people out sometimes because I mean, come on. You're just being entertaining, and you can be extremely unfair and entertaining. That's fine. People understand that you're being an entertainer. But if you're a politician, come on, try to be serious. I'm really frustrated with watching politicians trolling each other. Say, no, dude, that's not what the office is for. You're pwning the libs or pwning the Republicans. No, the fuck out of here with that. Your politicians take your job seriously. Leave that shit to us out here. Leave that shit out to normal people. Leave that to Sargon. Leave that to Ranting Monkey, Ranting Feminist. Leave that to Anita Sarkeesian. I mean, that's what we're here for. We're not we're not here to you aren't in office to troll one another. And it's and of course, this doesn't apply to everybody. Of course it doesn't. There's always exceptions. But when you're coming at things with, yeah, all feminists are this, or yeah, oh, MRAs are that. No. It's not all feminists. Not all feminists are bad. Uh, I would say a good portion of them, maybe 75 to 80% of them, yeah, they're a little extreme, but not all of them. I know a good deal of, and by a good deal, I mean at least two that I can regularly talk to that are, well, egalitarian. I wouldn't call them feminists because they do fight for men's right as well. It's what feminism was supposed to be. It's not supposed to be exclusionary. While yes, I understand feminism, gender centric. Get fucked. I don't care. It's you're being dishonest. Well, for the most part, anyway. Uh, some people, some people just make me mad. That's why I have adopted a philosophy, MGTOW. And that's a great way to segue to this. MGTOW. Men going their own way. And now, despite what a lot of people may think, because of public perception, because of people like, and yes, I'm going to call people out Sandman, Angry MGTOW. Come on. You guys are really going to use those two morons as examples for the MGTOW? I hate calling them this. Community. And come on. Be fair. The majority of MGTOW are exactly that. MGTOW. We've gone our own way. We don't care for the title. Why? Because we're doing our thing. We actually are going our own way. Some of us have women friends. Some of us can have feminist friends. Well, let me clear that up. Egalitarian friends. Because, yes, some women are good people. A lot of women are good people. Most women aren't bad. Most women aren't Anita Sarkeesian. Most women are not um Riley J. Dennis, Justin Dennis, whatever. Look, I don't care. Like, ugh, the philosophy of MGTOW is not hatred. It's not. I was talking about this earlier this week. The MGTOW that are a lot of the MGTOW that are coming into the movement lately are not really MGTOW. Guys, you guys are just incels in denial. It's not cool. I mean, we took up the philosophy because, well, we want to be left the fuck alone. Because we want to leave people the fuck alone too. Some of us aren't mad at the system. Some of us are not mad at women. Actually, most of us aren't mad at women. I myself, I don't hate women. I don't hate women. It's not women that are the problem. Women are not the cause of the issues. Come on, guys. It's not until recently that they got the vote. And you guys are really gonna blame women for what is it? 80 years, I believe, of them having the vote? Is that really fair, guys? No. It's not women that I have issue with. It's other men and men that run the system that are my problem. Why? Well, I hate to sound like a feminist, but we run the institutions for the most part. I mean, yes, we take a lot of cues from feminism, but that's because, well, we're gynocentric. Men like to protect women, and that's not a bad thing. But that's why I don't blame feminism specifically for the problem. I don't blame women specifically for the problem. No. A lot of what feminism did is a mistake, yes. But I'm not gonna go out and say, "Oh, well, yeah, all women are the problem." No, no, they're not. They're really not. Women are not the problem. Not exclusively, and not the majority of the problem are women. No, guys, we are equally, if not mostly, responsible for the state of things. We can't really fool ourselves into believing that, oh, yeah, well, feminist. No, no, no. That's just not being honest, is it? While I agree with a lot of the general MGTOW idea, there are things I have problems with, but it's the closest thing to what I believe. It's the closest thing to what I feel as a personal philosophy. I just want to be left alone to do my own thing. I don't really. Ah, sorry. Oh, wow, I've been ranting for about 45 minutes? Eh, okay, fair enough. And while I have a problem with a lot of what MGTOW is, like I said, the majority of my problem with MGTOW itself, the move the movement, is this collectivist mentality. Guys, get fucked. We're not a community. This is a philosophy. An individualist philosophy. Not here to create groups. That's what you think this is. Just say that and create your own brotherhoods, create your own fraternities. But this isn't a community. This isn't a group think. It's not. It's not feminism. We're not counter feminists. In fact, a lot of what we think is a lot a lot of MGTOW that I've met are pretty progressive. A lot of MGTOW that I've met, well, yeah, let's be frank, are rather regressive, but for the most part, MGTOW just want to be left the fuck alone to do their own thing. It's not. It's. I don't want to be part of a group. I don't. I don't like adopting labels. I use them to as a shorthand description of what I generally think, but uh, I'd rather not have a label. I really wouldn't. Think it's stupid to be tribalistic like that. And I know a lot of people that think this way. We really, like I said, I understand how I I understand how normies think because I'm around them so often in the culture war for too long. I haven't been in the culture war for long enough to be tribalistic. Lately, it's like people are easily offended. People deny their biases. It's like, come on, people, if you're gonna be look, if you were going to be part of this culture war, learn what your biases are, please. For the love of God, learn what your biases are. Otherwise, you are muddling the waters for those of us who want to be honest and who want to have honest debates. While, yes, I will admit, I'll troll people. Yeah, because it's funny and because I'm a dick. But most of us would rather have an honest conversation. A lot of us would rather have an honest conversation. And we can have an honest conversation and throw slurs at each other. We can throw swear words at each other. It's a fallacy to think that, oh, you said a curse word. You're not, you're wrong automatically. No, get fucked. I can tell you that you're absolutely fucking wrong because you. Yeah, let me give you an example. If you're saying that, let's say, I saw an argument earlier. Let me find. No. This bitch said that she watched Feminist Frequency and she thanked feminism for ruining her relationship. I'm like, wait, how the fuck? You're thanking an ideology for fucking up your relationship? What a cunt. And yes, that doesn't make my argument any less valid. You are wrong to thank an ideology. Why? Why do I say that? Because it's not the ideology that should fucking matter. If you don't like what the guy thinks, don't think the ideology. It's not the fucking ideology. You're just being a dick. Don't give me that shit that, oh, thank you, feminism, for ruining my relationship because, well, wrong thing. No, no. To begin with, I'm not wrong because I am attacking your argument. Whether you like how I word it or not, I am attacking your argument. Your argument just made you sound like a cunt. And there goes the age restriction. Whatever. Your argument makes you sound like a cunt because it's like me saying, oh, thank libertarianism for ruining my relationship because this girl is a feminist. No, 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 no. That's wrong. Don't thank an ideology. It's like thanking an ideology for bringing people together. No, it's okay for people to disagree. It really is. I know couples that completely disagree on a lot of things. Politics, economics, philosophy. But they're happy couples. As long as you are attacking the argument, it shouldn't matter whether you're cursing or not. It really shouldn't. If you are attacking the person directly, eh, depends how you do it, really. If you're being a dick because they were being a dick, well, yours ain't any bigger. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about the size. Just, you're not a bigger person for her attacking someone directly. You're just being a dick too. And it's okay to call people stupid. As long as you're addressing the idea. Like I said, and this goes back to what I said earlier. If I call you out, it's because you're obviously fucking wrong. But if you're someone like, say, a Crowder or a comedian, say, dude, why are we attacking comedians? No. Why are we attacking entertainers? Now, if the entertainer is attacking a group and only that group directly through ad hom attacks, sure, fair game. Go at 'em, boys. But if the entertainer's obviously being an entertainer, dude, fuck 'em. Ignore it. If you don't like it, ignore it. Just uh, walk out of the club, walk out of the what's it called? Just walk out of the show. Walk out of the movie. Don't go watch the movie. Most of the activism is done outside of the movies anyway. If you don't like what a comedian said, dude, seriously, just don't go watch him. There's no need to about it, especially on social media. If you're going to attack a comedian on social media, seriously, get your shit straight and have a damn good argument as to why you're attacking them. And he said a rape joke. It's not a good enough reason. Comedians are meant to push the fucking envelope. If we cannot have humor, we cannot have a healthy society. We honestly do need comedy. It is how we vent. It is how we cope. It is a great psychological tool. It really is. You cannot censor comedians. People, we need comedians. We've always had entertainment to bring us away from everyday politics or everyday frustrations. We can't have, well, I mean, we can, but we really shouldn't have problems with jokes. I mean, if the guy is being serious, or girl, because we have women comedians, If they're being serious about the horrible shit that they say, and it is obviously not a joke, and it's not on stage, yeah, okay, fair enough. But keep in mind that a lot of these people, even out in public, they are on stage because we see them as comedians. A lot of these guys, that's them. Their their life is their comedy. Comedy is their life. It is their private life. It is their public life. We can't attack comedians. We really can't. And here's where I know someone's gonna say this after I get done talking about this portion. Oh, but you're being inconsistent. You said we can't attack people. Look, now I'm going to judge journalists. But here's the big difference. Journalists are investigators. Journalists are informative. Journalists are not entertainment. Journalists can have opinions. Absolutely. I'm not saying that. But journalists also should have a code of ethics. They should be held to a completely different fucking standard than the rest of us because they have the a greater power of information than we do. If a journalist is being offensive, if a journalist is being dishonest, I am not saying attack the journalist. I'm not saying insult the journalist, although that part is your prerogative. What I am saying is hold the journalist to a different standard than everybody else. Hold them to a different standard because they have a responsibility to try to tell the truth. They have a responsibility to be fair. They really do have that responsibility because their job is not to give you an opinion, unless, of course, that is their job to do opinion pieces. Then that is a little bit different. But if you are a reporter, there there can be activism. Don't get me wrong. There can be. But there's also a way to do activism without insulting a large group. There's ways of being an activist and being honest. There really is. You don't have to lie to get people to like you. A lot historically, journalists are not liked. It, you can I yes, journalists are looked upon highly upon. Well, at least they used to be anyway. They used to be admired because these people used to journalism used to be prestigious, guys. It used to be a highly coveted job, but now it's a fucking joke because of places like Fox. And now, And yes, to an extent, BuzzFeed, because let's be fair, BuzzFeed can be honest. They haven't been a couple for a long time. They haven't been exactly been honest for a long time. But just because I don't agree with what they say doesn't mean that they're not actual journalists. Because I can disagree with opinions doesn't mean that they're wrong. As long as you present the facts. Look, guys, this is how journalism used to be. They really used to have a 10-second to a minute and a half of a news segment. An explosion in New York City, in the area of such and such, killed certain people, more at 11 or more at a later time. And they moved on to a different topic. Now it's 30 fucking minutes of opinion pieces because a politician said this. And they're absolutely wrong because, well, my activism. No. Come on, guys. That's not where journalism is supposed to be. And don't come at me with, oh, but freedom of journalism, freedom of expression. If you're the same people that advocates for censorship of other people, get fucked. You can't advocate for freedom of journalism and expect censorship of other people. That's inconsistent. That's hypocritical. If you want censorship, do it across the board. Really. Whether they believe the same thing you do or they don't. Because every ideology has its toxic English. Every ideology has its toxic aspects. And yes, I mean just about every single one, if not every single ideology or thought process has its toxic elements. And it's not by design. A lot of the times it's people's misinterpretation. This is why journalism needs to be as factual as possible and removed from opinion as much as possible. And guys, I really encourage you guys to follow this guy, Tim Pool. Tim Pool is a firmly planted, ass glued to the fucking fence, left leaning individual. But this guy's ass is so fucking glued to the fence that holy shit. It's like, dude, okay, fair enough. Because what a lot of his reporting, even his opinion pieces, are very fucking nuanced. And while yes, I disagree with him politically, I ignore his opinion, whether it's in my favor or not. Why? Because his journalism is fact based. If he gives his opinion, it's on things that he has studied or observed. And not because, oh, my social justice. No, it's because that's what his job is to be an honest reporter. And I do believe Tim Pool is an honest journalist, especially because his ass is so fucking firmly planted on the fence. Unlike a certain other fucking idiot who calls himself a fucking journalist. But I'm not gonna go into that. Because that. I'm only gonna say this. Guys, if you like Philip DeFranco, fact check. Fact check, fact check, fact check, fact check. Ignore his fucking opinion. I don't think he's a bad guy. But he has let his biases influence his reporting way too much recently. It has. I'm disappointed in DeFranco. I have unsubbed and I have not watched his videos in a while. Why? Because, and this is my personal problem, it's nothing I really care for you guys to. People who follow me, it's not something that I want people to take personally because of me. No. It's just something that I am personally disappointed with DeFranco about. Because of his stances on freedom of speech. It's his stance on certain political topics that I disagree with him on because he has been blinded by his biases so much that he's being dishonest. In my eyes, he has been really fucking dishonest with everybody lately. And I used to watch DeFranco religiously. But come on, man. Get with it. You have a responsibility to be either consistently one thing or consistently another. Why do I say you have a responsibility? Sky, you have millions of followers. What was it, 2.5 million or something? You have so many followers. DeFranco. You have 6.3 million subscribers. And a lot of these people, a good portion of these people, actually watch your show religiously. Dude, you have a responsibility to be honest and consistent with these people. You really do. You get more airtime than a lot of the news networks, but you get more airtime than, actually, the bigger networks. You probably get almost as much airtime as Fox, which is kind of impressive, to be honest. And you're on a low budget. Which is also rather impressive. But guy, you are extremely biased and claim to be a fucking fence sitter. You're not. You're really not. And it's frustrating that you don't see it. Like, I don't care if you're liberal. I don't care if you're conservative. I don't care if you're I don't even care if you're a communist. I really don't. As long as you are being honest about if you're being consistent and honest, I have no problem with opinion-based reporting because, well, freedom of speech. I may disagree, but at least you're being honest and you're being consistent. So my two examples for the two bigger reporters that I listen to regularly. It's like Tim Pool, guy, if you ever get to watch my videos, my dude, my hat's off to you for staying consistent and honest for this long. Seriously. I will continue to push your channel as much as possible for as long as you continue being consistent. And I disagree with politics that Tim Pool would prefer because, well, I'm gonna be honest. I am I'm a libertarian. I would rather have as very little federal government as possible. Some of I don't like government intervention in the economy. I don't like government intervention in social issues. I don't like government intervention in military matters and foreign affairs. I would prefer the troops come back home like yesterday, but I'm okay with things happening one step at a time. I'm fine with things going slowly because of my philosophy. I want to be left the fuck alone. And I think my country should leave people the fuck alone because I want my country to be left the fuck alone. And it's not bad to say that. I don't, it's not bad to want to be left alone, people. It's a lot better than having people control your life. And because of my politics, yes, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack. Because, well, capitalism created slavery. No, it fucking didn't. No, it fucking didn't. It wasn't capitalism itself. And no, profit is not an evil. Profit is profit. Profit is good for the investor. I don't want government in my business. I don't want government in your business. I don't want government in anybody's business. Government is not meant to rule It's not meant to tell you what to do. Government is supposed to protect and serve as a whole, not the individual. They are there to protect your rights. They are there to protect your freedoms. And a lot of those rights and freedoms are interchangeable, yes, but they are not exclusive to one another. Yes, the government should provide a sort of social welfare, but I think a lot of people are misinterpreting what that exactly means. Social welfare doesn't mean the government pays your medical bills. It doesn't mean that government runs the medical system, gives you food stamps, gives you free shit. No, government welfare could just as easily be the government making sure that the markets are not exploiting the people. Government welfare could also mean that companies are not exploiting the environment. There are ways, and well, I don't get a lot of flack for this shit too because, well, reasons, I guess. There are ways of having a government with without it interfering in your day to day or using force. Government doesn't necessarily have to be exploitative. Government could very easily be just a protectorate. But guys, come on, let's be honest. Oh, give me a second. I think. I will be right back. And I'm back. Sorry for the interruption, and if anybody's listening right now. Yes, as I was saying, government doesn't necessarily have to be an evil. The way I see it, a form of government is necessary Because not everybody agrees with you. Not everybody agrees with me. I would prefer we didn't need borders. I would prefer we didn't need taxes. I would prefer we didn't need guns. But in order to protect our sovereignty, in order to protect our individual freedoms, we need taxes to fund a military, to fund a border security, to protect our sovereignty, our freedoms, and our rights. And yes, taxes can be done through a regular reevaluation. It's really bad that we have to pay taxes from previous wars that we're not even fighting anymore. It's bad that we're having to do things just one way. We're just creating more and more regulation. We're creating more and more taxes. No, that's not what the government was meant for. That's not how a federation works. That is not how a republic works. We are we have representatives, senators, we have a president for a reason. They are there to resolve disagreements amongst the individual states. They are not there to rule over the individual states. A lot of federal law is overreach of government. I don't understand how people don't see that. Federal gun laws are overreach. And this goes for the majority of the Western world who have very restrictive gun regulation. But I digress. It's a topic that I really don't want to go into, not in this video or stream. Anyway, government can be done, but we must maintain it. We must educate people. We must. We really should keep people informed as much as possible. It's not just a yeah, I disagree with government, so let's abolish it. No, let's fix it. Just like I don't agree with abolishing certain agencies just because well, it's immoral. Come on, guys. The agencies themselves are not immoral. Get fucked. A lot of these issues are because of overregulation and overreach. A lot of the issues are caused because of your fucking whining. Oh, but my free speech. But no. Speech is either free or it's not. It's either a freedom or it is not. Same goes with self-defense. Same goes with just about the entire well, yeah, the entire Bill of Rights. And while, yes, I admit that a lot of what happened during the beginning of this republic, yes, we made a lot of mistakes. Absolutely. And we still have a lot of things to fix. But a lot of the problems that we need to fix were created recently. It's not a bug of the it's not a feature of the system. It's a bug that we created. A lot of the problems that are happening now are because we've allowed the government to overreach. It's because we've been whining and bitching about it for years. And it's not good. While, yes, I swing to a little bit of an extreme in what I personally believe, I'm not going to be dishonest. I acknowledge that, yes, government has done some good. But let's be honest, it's not government itself that has done the bad. Not this one, anyway. It is our inability to foresee things that, oh, I want free schools. I want free this. I want free that. Let's tax this. Let's tax that. No, you can regulate without forcing companies and people to do what you want them to do. You can regulate for safety measures. You can regulate. You can incentivize employers to give raises every once in a while. Say, "Oh, okay, yeah, well, we'll give you a tax cut for so much of a percentage raise, or we'll give you a tax cut if you say maintain the roads, or we'll give you a tax cut if you help us, I don't know, secure a mall or whatever." There are ways to create jobs. There are ways to increase wages without taking money from the company and forcing them to do things. They're called incentives, people. There are ways to maintain the roads without raising taxes. You don't have to tax everything. You don't have you don't have to. You really don't. Taxes are supposed to be state by state. They're not meant supposed to be a federal tax on revenue. No. The IRS is a relatively new agency. And those of you who don't understand history don't fucking understand that. There's a lot of things that have been bothering me this week, and it's not that I don't want people to do better. That is a fucking stupid argument. Oh, you don't want people to do better. Capitalism is oppressive. No, capitalism has done far more, by far more than any other system that man has created. What is breaking the system is cronyism, it's dishonesty and greed. The more and more you regulate, the more and more you tax, the more and more you restrict people, the least the less effective this system is going to be. We need to stop asking the government to do things for us. If we want things done, ask your local government, ask your city, ask your county, ask your state. Don't bitch about it to the federal fucking government. What that's gonna do is affect people who don't even have the same fucking problem you do. That's gonna affect people that don't have the same problem as your state, your city, your county does. Not every region is the same. You cannot enforce you can't force others to do your bidding by using the government's force for your purposes. That is not moral, that is not ethical, and that is not the function of the government. You are breaking the system even more than it already is. It's yes, we need to do research into climate change. I absolutely agree. Why? Because we don't know exactly how much man contributes to global warming. We don't. We really don't know. Why? Because we haven't studied it, because climate change you climate change retards are fucking it up. You're not having an honest argument. Us climate change deniers are not denying that there is a change in the climate. No. What we're asking is this: how much is man affecting change? Big fucking difference that you people obviously don't have an interest in being honest about. Ugh. How's the cream you deal? Come on, AOC. Really? Fucking farting cows? I don't care if it's been retracted. You said it to begin with. To be honest, I think you're being used. Which is kind of funny because, well, we're fighting the power. No, you're fucking not. You're being manipulated by it. Ah, you hook fucking line and sinker. You're. Uh, You're being manipulated by the very fucking people who you're claiming to fight against, which is actually rather amusing. It's probably wrong for me to laugh at you for that, but it's funny. Come on, man. There's other politicians that have done far more to, well, fight the power than you have, AOC, and have been far more fucking effective. But switching topics. Gaming. Gaming news. Oh. Look, I don't care if you like Fallout 76. I really don't. I'm sure to some people it's a good game. Don't get me wrong. I believe that, yes, 76 is a good game to some people. That's not what I have a problem with. What I have a problem with is the bad practices, the bad consumerism. It's like, dude, you don't have to lie. Oh yeah, well, you buy this bundle and we'll give you a free leather duffel bag. Or whatever the fuck it was. Say, wait. Okay. But you guys were giving away a nylon bag. You guys cheaped out. For starters. You guys cheaped out. Not cool. And then you go and you implement fucking loot boxes. And don't give me no bullshit that they're not loot boxes. Yes, they fucking were. Yes. Maybe not intentionally. But you did. And yes, I know a lot of the times, yes, it is the intent that fucking matters. But come on, you guys are fucking programmers. If you can't read the fucking code and understand that you're fucking shit up, you really shouldn't be in the business. And I understand a lot of you people are just doing your jobs. But this is why I am so against government intervention. Because now, yes, a lot of companies, because of their bad practices, have lost value. Their stocks have lost value. They have laid off people. And well, yes, it is bad to lose jobs. It's how the economy is supposed to work. If a company's a bad actor, they go down because of bad consumerism. It is not a broken system. It is a feature. It is how things are supposed to work. If a company is fucking up, they will be shut down because consumers are not consuming their product. That is how it's supposed to work. That is why deregulation is good. Because the less regulation you have, the easier it is for other companies to enter a market. Let the industry regulate itself. The If you want government intervention, it's not to It's not interfere with the business. Government is supposed to be there to. Government really shouldn't even be doing this, but if you are going to involve government, it is only to enforce the rules that the industry has set for itself. So, and let me use this as an example because we are talking about gaming. The A- the ESRB, the ESRB is a fucking awesome example of industry self-regulation. The ESRB was a response and a request by government for the industry to regulate itself. I don't agree with public funding of industry regulations, as in taxes, because if people don't want to overregulate the industry, people can choose not to fund the regulations, i.e., people can choose not to fund the ESRB. However, the ESRB really has done some good. Granted, it has done some bad, but I feel that that is mostly because we haven't allowed, well, the consumers to be voices in decision making for the ESRB. Government hasn't really had to interfere in gaming in the United States, at least. I know. What was it? Denmark? I don't know. Someone correct me in the comments below if I'm wrong on this, but I believe it's Denmark's gambling commission that has banned EA. I believe it was EA in Denmark that was banned for Battlefront's loot box system. And guys, I mean, yeah, if EA is going to be a dick about it, then okay, I'm not. I don't think it's unfair for a government to be like, well, oh no, this is bad for our consumers. No, that is their job. They are there to protect. That is what they are supposed to do. They are not telling the company how to run their business. They are just telling the company how not to treat the consumer. There's a difference. And while, yes, telling a company how not to treat a consumer can be the wrong way, can be done the wrong way. Twitter, I'm looking at you. And you social justice activist, yes, I'm looking at you. No, government is not there to make people do your bidding. Anyway, I digress, because I could go on for hours on that topic. The ESRB can do a lot of good, and it has, but it hasn't forced the industry to raise its prices. It hasn't regulated the industry itself. it has streamlined a rating system so that people can choose what to buy. For the most part, because yes, I believe a lot of the decisions are a little flawed because I disagree with some of the decisions, but yeah, okay, fair enough. A lot of the decisions are good calls. And for those of you wondering what the ESRB is, I'll link if you guys are on the Discord, mine or my partner's Discord. I have left links to a discussion on this, and I'll try to leave it in the links for this video stream. But it's we really shouldn't have government telling industry how to run well. It's industry. No, government is supposed to be protecting the consumer, the individual, and its rights. And so far, there are a few places where government hasn't overreached, which is really, really frustrating. I have. Oh, wow. Nearly 2 hours of streaming. Oh, wait, is that 2 hours? I wonder if it has been 2 hours. Oh, whatever. Mhm. One watching. Well, that's not what I wanted to know. Oh, okay, I could do that. Oh, wow. That is nearly 2 hours. Okay. Oh, thank you guys for the likes and the watches. Really, really appreciate it. And for later reference, look, I understand that there is a lot of nuance in the conversations. However, we're not having the right conversations. We're a lot of people are not being honest. And come on, guys. When somebody's saying, yeah, climate change, and then we have a storm, a, a coast storm. Yeah, guys, that's not an indicator that the Earth is not getting warmer. No. Look, the Earth's climate changes. It does. The question is how much of an effect we are having. And the question is, how do we fix it? If we are having a significant impact. And government intervention is not the fucking fix. It's not. I know how some people like to, but my government power. No, I don't blame, say, government itself for force used negative ways. Well, yes, governments have done some bad things in the past. Look, it's not. It wasn't always the governments. It wasn't always the intention to harm people to begin with. It's it has a lot to do with how much power we give the government. It has a lot to do with how much we allow government to interfere in our rights. Look, guys, you say, "Oh, well, I don't trust government, but I don't want you guys to have guns." Make up your minds. Do you trust government or don't you? Because if you don't trust government, you want those guns around. Because without those guns, you are handing over power. You are, whether you like to admit it or not. And while, like I said, I don't like guns. However, I would prefer we have the option and not use it than need it and not have it. Oh wow, my throat's dry. I guess I have been talking for a while without lubricating my throat. Oh no. No. No liquid. Oh no. Oh. I may have run out of uh-oh. I think I made a boo-boo. Yeah, look. I don't like guns either. I don't like violence. I really don't. But because I don't like violence, I would like to keep the largest creator of force and violence at bay. How? By having a way to defend myself and keeping that force at bay. It is not like I want. I hate this stupid fucking argument. I don't like kids being shot up at schools. I would. What needs to happen is this. Look, if we need to address mental health issues, we really do. It's the fact that we haven't been addressing those issues that is the problem. It is not guns. Guns do not kill people. People with guns kill people. It's the individual. It is the action. It is not the tool. However, at the same time, there's another argument that is going on that I'm not gonna get into because people are in two very fucking different extremes and don't want to see the other side on this one. So I'm not gonna get into it. So yeah, debates need to be had more honestly. It really does. It really does need to be more honest. We need to stop pretending that the other side is evil and we're good and righteous because reasons. No, I'm not saying I have the answers to every question. I don't. It's like I was watching docu a video a little bit ago. Look, libertarians don't claim to have all the answers. Well, okay, there is a few that claim to have all the answers, but those are ideologues. But for the most part, us libertarians don't claim to have all the answers. No, what we are saying is that there are things we haven't tried. Look, guys, prohibition, regulation, heavy taxations, all of this has been tried. What we haven't tried for long enough to know whether it works or not is maintaining the lowest amount of regulation, the lowest amount of taxation. We every time we can try a libertarian approach to things. Oh, but my health care, but my social security. Guys, come on, is uh, oh wait, I should probably check the audio on this thing. Whatever. Anyway, look, guys, every time when we try to create a libertarian society, we have people that, oh, but we want public education, but we want taxation because, well, reasons. We want no, look, I understand why you guys want a social safety net. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we shouldn't have it. What I'm saying is we're overburdening the individual. Look, the government could act an as an independent company. You could have a sector within the government that works in tandem in competition to the arms industry. You can I have no problem with government competing in industry and markets. I have a problem with government interfering with industry and markets. The government has no place in uh in dictating regulation because the government doesn't understand every aspect of every industry. This is why a lot of us want government to get the fuck out of our industries. Look, yes, I understand some good could come from the government, but Forcing mm, using the government to force people to do what you want? Yeah, not cool, guys. Ooh, found my water. Just a second. It's it's frustrating to have to explain this to people because it should be common sense if you went to school, if your teachers did their jobs. But it seems that teachers are not doing their jobs. Guys, I'm not a college graduate. I only graduated high school. A lot of this should make far more fucking sense to a lot of you people because you graduated college. You went to get a higher education. You went through higher critical thinking exercises than I did. What is frustrating is that apparently a lot of these schools, and I'm not saying all, are just brainwashing kids to one ideology or another. And sure, you guys could say that, oh, yeah, but social media. Okay, fair enough. Social media does play a large part in quote unquote educating. But come on, guys. No, not really. Everything that is in social media is bad. Not everything that is. Oh, wow. Sorry, guys. I was reading Twitter for a second. What was I saying? Yes, look, a lot of what we have now, yes, some of it can be bad, and a lot of it could be good, but it's not a lot of it is not bad inherently. A lot of it is bad by design of the programmers, the coders, the CEOs. Guys, I wish we had a better option than YouTube. I wish we had a better option than Google and Twitter and look, Discord is actually a good place. While yes, I understand that there are a lot of bad actors within Discord, the users. Look, guys, the developers are really not. They can be, I guess. They're not really bad. I understand their intentions are good. And sure, I disagree with a lot of the language from these companies. But we have to work harder to convince them that, look, we need open dialogue. We need to have these conversations because without these conversations, we can't get things done because other people don't have our ideas yet. And it's really frustrating that I am considered an extremist because I want as little intervention as possible from the government so that we can have the honest discussions. No, let's. let's try to have a more honest debate. Let's try to be more fair to the other side. Wow. Well, yes, I think a lot of what some people say is rather stupid, badly worded, and well, maybe sometimes not very well intentioned. Look, if we don't have these conversations, we really won't know what the other side really wants. And guys, look, it has to start with the ability to let people talk. Don't be offended by every fucking word that anybody says. Look, if you give words power, yes, of course, they are going to be misused by bad people. But if you're offended by words, you really shouldn't be on certain platforms. Guys, I'm going to end this with telling the story. Look, guys, I'm a minority. I'm not a white guy. I don't know if that's obvious to people or not. But look, I have seen racism. I have seen bigotry. And look, if I gave words power, like some people do, hell, I would never get anything done, let alone be able to get on with my life. Like, guys, words are words. If you are offended by words, seriously, get the fuck over it or get offline. And now, look, one of you did the right thing recently and that I witnessed. I was on Discord, somebody dropped an a word that perhaps, yeah, okay, might have been a little offensive, and I understand how people could be offended. But guys, the person who was offended simply left the fucking server and just didn't mention it. That's the way it should be. If you don't want to be associated with words, get the fuck out of there. Ignore the people. Look, there's a mute button, there's an ignore button, there's a block button. But it's look, guys, and I know a lot of people in certain servers are gonna be upset if they listen to this. Look, words are words. And yes, I disagree with the decision to make people apologize for words. However, as I said, I am staying out of it because I understand the rest of you like rules. Look, I'm not like the rest of you guys. A lot of the things that I am going to say are going to be extremely offensive, and maybe some of you won't be any the wiser if I say things. You got some of you will be none the wiser because some of you don't understand how dark humor works. And I'm not. in defense of anybody. No, uh, I'm not defending anybody. I am, however, upset that people are sensitive about words. Guys, look, if it's not a direct call to violence, I don't care. I don't care whether somebody drops an F bomb in the middle of fucking theater. I don't care if somebody drops an N bomb in the middle of a crowd. Guys, it's words. Now, if you're calling for if you're calling for the doxing and violence towards an example, children, then yes, you absolutely should be punished because you're calling for harm to people. But and look, I'm gonna replace the other word with this. Look, if you don't like people being called cunts, just fucking ignore it. If you don't like people called a certain word, ignore it. Block the person. Oh, I don't like that you said this. I'm gonna block you. It's that easy. There's a fucking mute button. If they want to apologize, that's on them. But to make it as a consequence for their actions, the fuck? And like I said, I disagree with it, but I'm not gonna interfere with it. Why? Because I feel different than most people do about certain things. And if you have a problem with that, feel free to address it with me. I'm not afraid to talk about it. If you have a problem with something I say, guys, leave a comment. It's what the comment section is for. If you have my DMs, they're open. I don't close my DMs. If you're on my Twitter and you want to make it public, guys, there I am. If you're on Discord and you want to make it public, there I am. But if I choose not to participate in a conversation, it's not because I agree with you. It's not because I disagree with the other person. It's because I am not easily offended. Actually, I'm not offended by very many things. Guys, I just simply don't see the things the way most people do. And with that, guys, I will leave you guys on this final note. And guys, please think about what I said. And if you want to, and if you want me to expand on a certain topic, I'd be happy to talk to you. I really would. If I feel it warrants a discussion on a stream, sure, let's do it. I really don't mind. But with that said, guys, end the Fed. Not all taxation is theft. And have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your week and the rest of your day. And have a good one. Good night. Good morning. And goodbye for now. See you next time.